fresh out the oven. What is cracking, everybody? It's MegaPieman here, and welcome to CP Ace 72A3. Now, this is a look at my map video, which is something I haven't done in a while. I got some feedback from Shane from a channel called Re-Res, which is a really good channel. You can check that out. They do a lot of really interesting video game stuff. He's got a series on there called Positives, in which he looks at really bad games and tries to find the good things about them. Sometimes it's harder than other games, but it's a pretty good series. Anyway, the feedback I got from him was that I was kind of flooding my channel with videos that people really weren't all that interested in, which is why I stopped doing the Hatathon, because I was kind of flooding my channel with Hatathon videos, kind of flooding my channel with the look at my map videos, and the main thing that my channel is focused on YouTube is kind of the quick peeks, because I put a lot of time and effort into making those when it comes to editing, scripting, having to voice act it, then edit the audio. So those are the videos I put the most effort into, and what he was saying was that they were kind of getting lost under everything else. So I've mostly stopped doing anything besides quick peeks, but this particular look at my map is a little bit special because this is the map that I made for the TF2Maps.net's Summer 2015 72-hour mapping contest. So from July 31st, 3 p.m. that day, Eastern Standard Time, of course. I believe it was Eastern Standard Time. Maybe it was Pacific. I don't remember exactly. But from the 31st of July to the 3rd of August, the same time, I had 72 hours to make a map for Team Fortress 2. And this is the map I made. It's a 3 CP map. It's somewhat inspired by Powerhouse, which of course is the only official 3 CP map at the moment, as well as King of the Hill Nucleus. Now, when I made this map, I had an idea of what I wanted to do for the middle point. I actually drew that up a little bit. Let me actually get over here to the middle point. You know what? Let's just no-clip. So, if I no-clip, I gotta set my cheats. SV cheats 1. There we go. Now I can no-clip or move around a little bit quicker. But I actually had drawn out what I wanted to do for mid. Mid's a little bit different than what I exactly drew out, but the idea for it is that the point would be on this bridge above this vat of chemicals, because the theme for this map is a chemical plant. I didn't really do a super good job at detailing it to look like a chemical plant. I mean, it looks generally industrial, but I didn't really get the chance to make a skybox. So when you look out here, it's just a big empty open void. And the skybox area was where I was going to put a lot of the chemical plant looking stuff with a bunch of pipes and whatnot. But I didn't get a chance to do that. I had to do what I could within 72 hours. And for the 72-hour mapping competition, the most important thing is trying to get a layout down more than detailing or more than anything else. You want to get a layout down, and you want to get a layout down that works really well. Unfortunately, I didn't really get the chance to test this map all that much because it is chaos in the 72-hour mapping contest. I got the chance to test A1. I only got the chance to test Alpha 1, this is Alpha 3. I didn't get the chance to test Alpha 2, and Alpha 2 was actually the original version that I entered into the contest, but unfortunately, Alpha 2 caused TF2 to crash. So thankfully, due to the rules of the contest, I was allowed to actually fix Alpha 2 so that the map would no longer crash. I don't know if it will crash or not. I will only know once I get it tested with more people, because the crash that happened was only something I could really find being tested, you know, with people on the map. It wasn't something that I really was going to find on my own. At least, not that I think of what it was. I hope I fixed it. I'm not sure if I fixed it. There were a couple of things that could have been causing the crash to happen. I fixed a bunch of stuff. When it came to what it possibly could have been displacements, could have been my kill triggers, such as when you go over to this pool of acid and whatnot, that will actually damage you. And if you go over here to this vat back here, if you go down too far and you fall off the edge there, that will kill you. So I found out that that could cause the crash to happen, so I fixed those things. Thankfully, I was allowed to, and my map was still allowed to be in the contest because it caused a game-breaking bug. You're not allowed to really work on the maps outside of things that completely break them. If you work on anything else, then the map gets basically disqualified. But if the map is broken, you're allowed to then go in and try to fix it. So hopefully I fixed it. But for the most part, people seem to enjoy the map, I think. I'm not completely 100% sure whether they enjoyed the entirety of the map or not, since it didn't really get tested all that much. It was sort of just something that was thrown on at the beginning of another test for a bunch of other maps, and thankfully it was. I was able to find this issue. My map doesn't really get tested until, I believe it's week 3 of the voting process, because the voting process takes place over the next 2 months. There was 67 maps put in this competition. I am one out of 67, because I have 66 opponents, and some of them are by some really, really good mappers. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how this competition goes, but for the most part, I'm mostly interested to see if I've got a good layout or a good starting layout to work on, and if I should keep working on this map more in the future. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm necessarily not working on other maps like CTF Coffeyville. I still plan on finishing Coffeyville eventually. I keep getting constantly conflicting feedback on that map, so I'm not really sure when to move forward for it. But just because I've been doing videos on it, I know there have been a couple people asking about CTF Coffeyville. It's not abandoned, it's not finished, it's still in the works. But if you're interested in checking this map out, you can head over to its thread on tf2maps.net, and there'll be a link to this description. There'll be a link to that in the description of this video, as well as a link to the voting thread on tf2maps.net. Now, the voting thread's a little bit interesting because you have to vote for a minimum of 5 maps. There's 2 rounds for this contest. The original round where you go through all 67 maps, and then another round where you only go through the top 10. So if you're interested in my map and you would like to see it get to that top 10, which would be cool, probably not going to happen because there's a lot of maps, but it'd be cool to see, then you got to vote for at least 5 maps, which means you got to play at least 5 maps. So check out the maps. Don't just vote for my map because I'm asking you to vote for it. Only vote for it if you really like it. Follow those links in the description if you want to do that. Thanks for watching. I'm Mega Pie Man. I'll talk to you guys later.